All right, I am trying something a little bit different this time. There's a lot that goes into preparing for a podcast, and I decided that I should film myself getting ready for this next pod. So after making sure that I don't look crazy and my lips aren't ashy, I went ahead and took all my projects to the table. And right here, I'm just kind of like organizing them so that they'll be easy to pick up when I'm ready to talk about them. I have quite a few works in progress for this pod, and I really want it to be organized so that when I'm talking about each project, I'm not scrambling trying to figure out where the hook is that goes with it, and tangling things, unraveling things, and whatnot. With each podcast, I try to get like a cute thumbnail picture. So this is me preparing to take a thumbnail picture. And I think I nailed it. Now that preparations are done, let's get into the podcast. Hey friends, welcome to episode 17 of Just Whit. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. This is episode 17, and this is a crafting podcast. I knit, I crochet, I craft with clay, and I also sew. At any moment, I might have a project from each of the things that I do going on at once. So if those things interest you, stick around and see what I've got to show you today. All right, so first off, normally I film inside of my tiny studio, but today I am kid-free for a moment, so I decided to just take over the kitchen table and take advantage of the good lighting. And I'm standing because I'm always sitting, so I have my chair there in case I get tired, but we're gonna stand today for this pod. I have a list of things that I want to talk about, and most of them are works in progress, and I have a couple of books to discuss that I'm about to read and reading, and a couple of other things to show you. So let's get into it. All right, so works in progress. I like to have multiple projects going on at once, just depending on my mood. I might feel like working with thick yarn, thin yarn. I might feel like knitting, I might feel like crocheting. So in order to always have something to just grab, I tend to cast on and chain on multiple projects. Right now, I have 6 works in progress that are fiber related, and I have another work in progress that is sewing related. So let's get started let's do knitting first. Okay, so these have been going on for quite a while. These are just some vanilla socks, and I might make a pattern. I might do something fun with the leg of the socks, but really it's just a self-striping skein, and it was dyed by Passion Knits Ein, and it's called Light Up the Sky, and it brings me joy. I don't think she's gonna dye any more self-striping, but my friend Naima is dyeing some self-striping yarn up, so I'll link both of their websites below, and you can check both of them out. And if you're into self-striping, it's best for socks because of the circumference of socks. So yeah, this is a personal project that might become a pattern. We'll see. Then my second project, that's also socks, is another vanilla pair of socks, and oh my gosh, this is so tangled. I literally just pulled this out of my project bag, but these are going to be a gift for my grandma. They're just some pink, also going to be vanilla, and then what I'll do for hers, they'll be shorties, And I'm going to either do like a picot bind off or like a scalloped edge bind off at the top. My grandma really loves pink. That's her favorite color. So that'll be for her whenever I get done with them. Crocheting. I have the rest of the projects that I have that are fiber related are they're just nowhere near done. There's a lot left to go. I think, okay, the most done one I have is this giant jumbo frog. It looks so funny, like not stuffed, but eventually, you know, I'll finish this bottom piece and fill it, and so all this will be kind of puffed out. And then at the end, you get like a string and pull this down to create like the eye area. But yeah, jumbo frog. This has been on the hook since December of 2022, and I literally just stopped working on it and never looked back. And so I'm hoping that by taking it out and talking about it here, I'll be encouraged to just finish it up. Like frog is such a quick crochet or knit. There's a crochet and a knit version of this design, and it doesn't take long, and I really don't even know why I didn't finish it. So I'm hoping that this will be like accountability. Finish it, girl. You could do it. I also have another frog, which is like in the most beginning stages. I haven't even gone to the eyes yet. It's just a top ridge. The upper part of the frog that I just started. This one is actually going to be for Ein. She doesn't make amigurumi, and I promised her that I would make her one. She dyed this yarn, and I'm making her, her favorite color is purple. So I'm making her a purple frog. And that is also going to be a quick project. I need to just go ahead and finish it. I'm really hoping that this pod motivates me to like actually get my projects done. Okay. Another crochet whip. This is Flying Birds, a pattern that I'm designing. It's a shawl, and the shape of the shawl will be like a bink, like that. And basically how kids or most people draw birds in the distance. It's just like those two little arches with a little peak in the middle. So if you can see, it's starting to take shape. And I did the knit version of this already, and you can see that in the previous podcast. This is the crochet version. So typically when I make a design, I like to have a knit and a crochet version because I do both, and there are a lot of stitches that kind of translate over between the two fiber arts. So I like to be able to give people the option whether they knit or crochet, or if they also do both, they can do both. So that's Flying Birds, another one that I have not touched for a while. And last but not least, the one that has been taking up all my time. This is the Hot Mesh Express. Kind of a play on the word mesh and mess. And what this is going to be is a wrap top. And it's like crop top. Let's see if I can kind of show you where we're going with this. So basically it's going to come like this. It's going to be just under the bust. This will come all the way around. And then we'll have the other piece, which I'm getting to. It'll be reversible, tied in the back, tied in the front, V-neck or V in the front, V in the back, however you decide. The other side will be straight across. So if you're more modest, then you can put the V in the back, straight across, you know, to cover up the décolletage. So yeah, this is a work in progress that is a collaboration actually with Fancy Tiger Crafts. And they sent me this yarn. It's 100% linen. It's my first time working with linen, and I will say that it is an interesting fabric. Like, it's not rough, but it just has tooth. It has grab, and the structure is just really beautiful. And you can see it's got some drape to it, and it's not been blocked yet. 100% linen. The yarn is from BC Garn, and it's called Lino or Lino. So 100% linen from Fancy Tiger Crafts. This is the lilac colorway, and looks like it's maybe from, I'll have to see what country it's from. This is not, maybe Germany or Denmark. I'm not sure, because it's BC Garn instead of yarn. So whoever calls it garn, I'll have to look it up, and I'll put it here when I figure it out what language that's in. Okay, so that's that on the wrap top, and let's see, I've done one whole panel. I need to do the straight panel and then the other decreases. So I'm like a third of the way done with this design, and time is kind of ticking. I've got to finish this one by like the 15th, but I want to aim for like the 13th so that I can take some pictures like the next day. So and yeah, and today's like the 6th, so I've got to get cracking on that. Yeah. All right. Let's move into, I normally don't show yarn that I purchase on here anymore, because typically I buy yarn and it sits for quite some time, and then it becomes irrelevant, me showing you the yarn and then never working with it, and then, yeah. But I have to show y'all these. I just got my very first skein of Mud Punch yarn. Mud Punch. And if you don't know Mud Punch is an indie dyer by the name of Chantel, and she specializes in self-striping yarn. This one is called Big Hello Taxi. It's 80/20, and it's just gorgeous. It grabs, the yellow grabs me, and it's kind of a chartreusey yellow. It's not quite straight up yellow. And then we've got some blues and some cool gray and pink, and I love pink. So I had to grab this as soon as it went up. As soon as she had her shop update, I grabbed it. And the only other yarn that I'm going to show you is, I got my first hand-dyed, indie-dyed boucle yarn, and this is from the Frosted Stitch. If you don't know who that is, that's Krista, the Frosted Stitch on Instagram. It's so gorgeous. The name of this is Fresh Prince, and this is from her Millennial collection. If you have not seen this collection, go now. You got to see it. Every single colorway from this collection screams 1990s. And if you are like me and you're a millennial, it's nostalgic. And if you're of the Gen Z persuasion, you are probably fascinated with the 90s. And if you're a Gen Xer, it's probably a little nostalgic for you too. So everybody can enjoy the nostalgic properties of Krista's collection by the name of Millennial. It's just amazing. This one stood out to me because, one, I love chartreuse. I love greens, yellows, and anything in between, and that is chartreuse. And just the little highlights really stood out to me. And the texture, not just the color, the texture of the yarn is also why I grabbed it. This is going to be 4 different frogs. Now, I'm trying to do better with making my own designs more than once, more than twice, multiple times, to really show like the versatility of switching up the yarn or switching up, you know, the hook size or needle size or whatever. So there will be a knit frog held single, knit frog held double, crochet frog held single, and crochet frog held double. So I'll have 4 total frogs made out of boucle. And basically what my goal is here is to show you, one, you can use textured yarn to make amigurumi, even if the pattern doesn't call for it. And I also want to show you what happens when you hold yarn double. You literally double your amigurumi size. Of course, you're going to move up in needle or hook size if you're doubling. But yeah, I really want to show just how versatile one little pattern can be and how many things you can make out of one pattern. I mean, this frog is, sorry, I didn't mean to flip you the bird. This frog is chunky yarn held double, crocheted on a 7mm hook. And my original, let me go get my original frog. Okay, so for comparison purposes, frog held double on chunky or bulky weight yarn and a regular frog. The size, it's the same pattern. It's the same steps. I did not change a thing other than the yarn and the hook. That's it. So, oh, and this is the knit one, the original knit one. So I do also want to do a chunky knit one, but I just want to get through this crochet one first. And I'm so excited to have this yarn that I'm going to skip the knit one and go straight to these for my next frogs. But yeah, just the size comparison. It's just, I love it. And so what a good way to show what people can do with what yarn they already have. Or maybe you just want to try something different. Or maybe you want a frog that's big enough for you to cuddle it. I'm showing you how you can do that. All right. So that's enough of the yarn stuff. I have one last whip, and that whip is a sewing project. And you may have seen this if you follow me on Instagram. This is not done. Of course, it's a whip. This is going to be part of my Patchwork Tiger collection. Basically, I had a lot of scrap fabric left over from when I made heart pouches, and I wanted to do something cute with them, but I also wanted to mix prints, and I wanted to experiment. This is my first time doing quilting, so I just wanted to try some new things, and I came up with quilted tiger bags of sunshine, bright yellow inside to match my personality. Inside you've got like a little pocket and some stitch marker storage. It's just a giant safety pin that I've secured here, which you can remove this safety pin. I pushed it through, but you can remove it if you purchase a bag like this. This is removable, but it's really cool. You could just hang your stitch markers there. You can open it to put on like knitting stitch markers that don't open. Eventually I'm going to use, I think they're called rivets, or I can't remember what they're called, but the little metal things like this, like my hokey bag. These little things to secure the straps to this. So basically what I would have to do is I'd punch a hole in the leather strap, punch a hole into the fabric and then hammer the metal hardware to secure the handles. So I will have about, I think, 9 totes like this. I will have pouches, more heart-shaped pouches, and I don't know when I'm going to get these done because sewing has literally been sitting on the back burner for almost a month now. But once again, I'm hoping that talking about it here will encourage me to, like, you know, put some more effort into getting this into my schedule. I will cut away and show you a little bit of the video of the other items that I'm working on for the Patchwork Tiger drop. It's a lot. There's a lot of products that are in, excuse me. I have a lot of sewing to do, and it's kind of daunting. I had like a lot of steam towards sewing about a month ago, and then I got sick. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I've been up and down with this sickness since the end of December. I've been dealing with bronchitis, like, just keeps coming back. So that's for another day to talk about. But basically, I lost my sewing steam. My sewing machine just kind of has things in front of it now, and I've moved on to other things. And so I'm hoping that maybe next week I can get back on the pony and go do the rodeo some more, because I really want to have this drop. The bags are so cute. People have been messaging me like, hey, are you still gonna make those bags? And I'm like, yeah, girl, they coming. They really are coming though. I don't know exactly when, so we'll see. And that wraps up my works in progress. I literally have nothing finished to show you. I don't think I do. Yeah, and it's not on my list, so it ain't on the list when you're not talking about it. All right, so I got a journal from a company that I found on Instagram. A friend of mine, Whitney, she's also a knitter, and her name's Whitney, so cool. She showed me this planning company, and it's called Best Today Co. And I'm new to the website, so I don't really know like the philosophy and everything, but I fell in love with this journal. I'm a journal collector. I have too many journals and not enough time to write in them, but this one right here, I feel like I'll actually use it. I just got it in the mail, like literally the day before yesterday, so I haven't even opened it yet. But let's see. It's got some great branding going on here. Some little prompts. Put who you are, and date of first entry and date of last entry. A little how to use the journal panel, and then it gets right into it. And the prompts at the top are: today I am, today I feel, today I need, and today I want. And basically what the instructions say is like, you can circle one or all or whatever ones apply to you. And write. And anytime, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a specific time or specific day. But I think what got me the most about this journal is the fact that the dates running across the top, you can just circle the month and the day and get to writing. And it makes me feel less pressure to feel like I have to write in this every day. Or if I skip a day, you know, now there's a skip date. Like, oh no. That's how I used to be with journaling. At one point, I was like neurotic about it. Like I would journal every single day. And then I started to get exhausted from it. Like I don't even have anything to write. But this one, anytime I feel moved to write, circle the month, circle the day, put the time, and get to writing. And it's less pressure. I don't even know why psychologically this feels so much more appealing than just like a regular old journal where I have to write the date myself. I will let y'all know how this goes. I'm going to start using it tonight, just to kind of get some of these thoughts out of my head. So yeah, and then the owner of the company, threw in this cute little pad that just says today's errands. And I'm a total list maker, note taker. I have favorite pens for specific things. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be using that little pad. I feel like I'm gonna be using this a lot because it's just so easy. You know, you just rip it off when you're done and just move on. And I definitely always have like at least 4 or 5 things that I forget about completely. So like if I don't make a list, so I really try to stick to at least making a list every morning or every night for the things that I have to do the next day. So I'll be using that. And I grabbed some cute little stickers while I was on the site. This one is mountains and it says keep going. And then this also says keep going, but it's like a road. And these are, you know, just motivational. I'll probably use them in my journal. And I'm also participating in Best Today Co.'s May Consistency Challenge. And what that is you just pick one thing that you're going to do consistently every single day of the month of May. We're already, 6 days in, and my thing is moving my body for 15 minutes in some form of exercise and also 15 minutes of yoga. So my exercise of choice has been up and down the stairs in my house, and it's doing something. And then I just use YouTube and pick a yoga that focuses on stretching after working out, or I get a lot of like mid and lower back strain. So I'll pick yoga that focuses on relieving those things. And yeah, it's been good. 6 days in and I'm doing it. So we'll see how that goes. I'll let you guys know further along if I'm actually sticking with my thing. And I honestly know that like there might be some days where I'm not going to feel like going up and down my stairs for 15 minutes or walking. But I mean, it's such a short amount of time. I figured if I pick something small and fully achievable, like 15 minutes, you really don't even think about the passage of 15 minutes. It's like a blip in time. So I figure if I make it small, it's nice and achievable. And if I can stick to it, then maybe the next month I can increase the time and go from there. So I will let y'all know how I do with that. All right, let's see. Books. This is definitely not like a book review pod or anything like that, but I got a couple of books at the Dollar Tree and I just wanted to share them. This one, Grown Up Pose. Funny, I was just talking about yoga. This one is by Sonia Lally, or Lally maybe. I'm only to chapter 4 right now, but just the language, the writing, I'm really resonating with this book. I mean, it's definitely not something that I would have picked like in a store or something. Like, well, I picked it in a store, but like in a bookstore. But when I'm in the Dollar Tree, I don't know why, but my mind is always so much more open. Maybe because I'm only spending $1.25. So like if it's trash, I'm not out of however 20, 30, 40 bucks that I would have spent at Barnes & Noble. This would have been 16 at Barnes & Noble. So yeah, $1.25. And I get probably 2 good weeks of reading out of this. Yeah, I can't even really tell you if you should read this or not, but if you're interested, I'll just read you a little bit of the back. Having been pressured by her tight-knit Indian community to get married at a young age, her first serious boyfriend, Anu Desai must now start from the beginning, learning who she is and what she truly wants. Basically, from that, you could tell she gets a divorce, and she actually has a child with her ex, and so she's navigating life with that. So, if you're interested. And then I got this one, which I have not cracked open yet, but also came from the Dollar Tree. They were right next to each other. And honestly, I judge a book by its cover. This is so pretty that the little spine caught my eye. Just so bright colored. So I grabbed that automatically. And then I saw this right next to it. And I love finding books by Black authors. And I assumed because there was a Black woman, I should just go ahead and see who the author is. And she's a Black woman. Dream Jordan. This is 2 books in one. And I have not opened it yet. I have not, well, okay, I can't say that. I read the first 2 pages. When I was in the Dollar Tree, I read the first 2 pages. And I liked what I read. And it's a little spicy. It's a romance novel, or they are romance novels. It's 2 books in one. And you can see the line divide where the second book starts. Let's see. I was like, oh, this book is thick. And then I picked it up and saw that it's 2 books. I'm like, okay, 2 for 1. This is where the second book starts. So they're both pretty good size. A lot of pages to turn. And I read on my iPad and even on my phone sometimes, but nothing beats the smell and the feel. It just smells so good. So yeah, this is going to be next after I finish Grown Up Pose. Hopefully by the time I come back with the new pod, hopefully I've finished both of these books and made some headway on my whip situation. All right, I think that's it. I did mention that I wanted to talk about Amigurumi. It's May right now, and I wanted to do something for Amigurumi, but I think it's too late to be trying to do something, or at least something new. So, yeah, I'm just thinking about maybe doing make-along for Frog, because Frog is the frogging mascot, and all crocheters and all knitters frog at some point. So I'm thinking about doing a make-along. Yeah, if you are interested or possibly might be interested in participating in this make-along, please drop a comment and let me know whether you're gonna do a crochet or knit frog, or if you're not sure if you're gonna do both. Just comment below. I want to participate, and I'm gonna make the knit. I'm gonna make the crochet. I'm gonna make both because I'm an overachiever. No, I'm just playing. But just let me know if there's enough interest in a frog make along. We will start at some point this month before the month is over. And the prizes, of course, will be things that either I've curated from other small businesses or something that I've made myself. I am a stitch marker maker, notions pouch maker. I do all kinds of things. So the prizes are definitely going to be worth the participation. So please, if you're interested, let me know below in the comments. And if I feel like there's enough interest, we will do this. All right, that's all I have for y'all today. If you like what you saw with this pod, go ahead and subscribe if you're not already. I really appreciate everyone who has subscribed already. I noticed that about 7% of my viewers are subscribed though. So if you're not subscribed, I highly suggest you do, and turn on the notification bell, because when I post, you don't want to miss it, because it's kind of sporadic. So yeah, that's it. Until next time, y'all.